edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building.
That's right. Breeze Nation, what's good? Another edition of the Morning Breeze coming you guys' way. A lot to get into on today's show as Chicago Bears get hit with yet another big injury, and it sounds like this one might be for the season. On top of that, get a nice little goal here from Ben Johnson to look forward to. But I gotta hear JC's comments on how Ben talked about that goal. I mean, listen, you want to talk about good, better, best? I'm tingly, baby. And of course, as always on a Thursday, gotta give you a Chicago Bears victory.
Oh, yeah.
Over the Cleveland Browns. All that and more on today's episode. Ladies and gentlemen, the date's 12/11/2025, 7:09 in the morning. And I just realized this hat makes me look like a hipster. That's right. Somebody get me a vape, a longboard, and a matcha.
Oh, a little matcha into there.
Are you a matcha
guy? I'm a matcha guy. I've had a few matchas at Starbucks.
Matcha sucks.
No, it doesn't.
I'm not a fan of matcha at all. Matcha is like green sludge that wakes you up.
Oh, how dare you?
Like, listen, I didn't sign up for this thing to be a Ninja Turtle.
Gotta add a little bit of a on the side. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, matcha guy, huh? Wouldn't have pegged you as a matcha guy.
Hey, you never know with me.
I guess you don't. You're not wrong.
Steak 1 minute, matcha the next. You never know.
Hey, you never know with me. This guy loves steak and matcha. Who would have thought that would have been a combination for this guy? Oh, appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. JC needs his matcha, so every one of you that hits a thumbs up gets him one step closer to me not buying it. Let's start.
No, that's not nice at all.
Start the show off. The news broke yesterday. We dropped a video on it around 4 p.m. We're going to be dropping at 4 p.m. So get that in the schedule for you guys. Every day at 4 p.m. another video is going to drop. But we're going to be dropping this at 4 p.m. Yesterday, I should say at 4 p.m. The news on Kyler Gordon. It does not sound promising that he will return this season per Ben Johnson. I thought that, honestly, hearing that, not to say that you're overly concerned, but I think there is a lot of concern around him because of what we've seen this season. Jordan JC, when you heard the news that Kyler Gordon was going to be banged up for the remainder of this season and probably will not return here, what were your thoughts immediately?
Not surprised at all. Honestly, I mean, Kyler has been dealing with a few injuries throughout the entire season. I believe he's only played 3 games. And so, when he came back for the Philadelphia game, he went right back down, obviously, in warmups. And so for me, I mean, that's the reason why you brought CJ in here. And actually, he's been doing a great job. And so has Kyler Gordon been missed? I'll say yes. I mean, you know what he can do when he's on the field. But again, the ability to stay healthy has been more and more of a problem, in my opinion. I believe that he is getting bit by the injury bug a lot more. You're going into next year, starting that new contract up, the 3-year, extending into 2028. And so you have questions whether or not that could be a good signing for the long term. I'm not sitting here and saying that Kyler Gordon isn't talented or that what he did beforehand to deserve the contract. But as of right now, as it stands, Kyler Gordon hasn't played enough to warrant, I guess maybe the attention or the expectation of him being here long term. And so that's my concern is, along with other players, you just got to get healthy. You got to find a way to get over those soft tissue injuries. There has to be some sort of off-season plan where Kyler Gordon has to really dig in and get his body right for the long haul. He's a good player. He can turn into a special player at his position, but we got to see him be on the field more often.
Yeah, listen, I mean, this season is kind of a different beast in itself. I see a lot of people trying to say he's an injury-prone player. He's had a concussion in 2022 that held him out. He had a fractured hand in 2023 that held 4 games. The concussion held him out 3 games. And he's missed a ton of games this season, or I should say in 2024, he also missed with a hamstring. Now, this season, we've seen him miss a ton of time as well, dealing with the groin injury and hamstring injury. Here's the one thing that I will say. It's kind of what I said in the video yesterday, but for those of you who didn't see it, J-Mac called this. He called that this was going to be an issue, and it is not just a Kyler Gordon issue. When you have a coach who comes in and asks you to do a lot more, you have a tendency to see more guys get banged up, right? And they went through this when he went from Dick Duran to Lovie Smith. With this situation, you're now going from Matt Eberflus, who, I mean, clearly he wasn't asking them to do enough, to now going to Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen, who is asking the world of these guys to be able to go out there and flip the script in one season. And I think that's one of those things that you look at and you say, okay, well, next year, let's see if this is still an issue for him, because like I said, TJ Edwards has dealt with soft tissue this year. Grady Jarrett's dealt with soft tissue this year. Tremaine Edmonds is dealing with soft tissue this year. Darnell Wright has dealt with soft tissue this year, right? Like everybody, DeAndre Swift, Kyle Monangai, everybody on this team has dealt with a soft tissue injury this year. And to me, it comes down to, that's the theme of the team this year, because so much more is being, when you, right, J-Mac described it when he played under Dick Duran. And I don't know if this is what's happening in practice for them, although it did seem like that during training camp when it was just one of the more physical practices. You're being asked to be a much more physical team this season. And I remember people sitting there talking about, oh my God, it's fake physicality. All right. Not at all. This is their mindset. This is how they play. It causes injuries. But J-Mac said, under Dick Duran, a pass is completed. If you're on the other side of the field, you slow up. Yeah, okay, you got it. Good catch. All right, let's go back. Under Lovie Smith, he showed up. He said, he catch that football, you better run across that field and go lay a block. You better find somebody to hit. So it's just extending yourself more than what you're used to. And I think it's what's affected the entire team. When we talk about the injury bug this year, we can't just focus in on Kyler Gordon. Kyler Gordon, of course, is the latest victim here. But I mean, Rome Odunze's dealt with it. Tyreek is dealing with it. Well, Tyreek is more of a hip. OZ is dealing with it. Jalen has dealt with it this year. Like, it goes to the entire team. I think it's the theme of the team because of what's being asked. And so I'm not looking at Kyler and going, he's an injury prone guy. Not just yet. Now, if we get in the next season is where the contract plays out. You get in the next season and that starts to be the situation, because you're not going to get a concussion every game. He hasn't been a perennial concussion guy. You're not going to break your hand every season. Right. So like, this is really the first year or maybe second year where we're really talking about him missing a ton of time because of soft tissue injury.
Well, my only concern is that, as you mentioned, these injuries every now and then during the entirety of the season has piled up at a certain point. You're talking about Edwards, you talk about Edmonds, you're talking about Jalen Johnson, and all of these guys that have gone down for certain points. Like, and this is not to say in a sense, because I'm looking at the GM as Ryan Poles, when it comes to these signings and these contract extensions, do you long-term health of these guys and what is their history with injury? I understand that Kyler Gordon, is kind of piling it up now, and you want to say he's not injury prone. I'm sorry. I beg to differ with that. I think that, with as young as he is and how he plays, I wouldn't say he's on the level of a Jaquan Brisker and just kind of giving up his body for the team, but he plays a hard-nosed style of a defense. He gets in and tries to attack the quarterback. And so for me, I'm wondering whether or not this is something that's going to be lingering on into the future. You look at the past picks that we've had injury issues with what is the second round defensive tackle from this year, Shamar Turner. The other pick that was supposed to be alongside Javon Dexter that we moved on from. I can't remember his name. The other defensive tackle that played behind Billings that just did not get right. He initially looked good like the very first game, and then Javon Dexter kind of outplayed him from the start. It was that same draft.
Zach Pickens.
Zach Pickens. And so that's my only concern, is that you hope that the expectation is that every one of these players, just not Kyler Gordon, can use this offseason to take their health seriously, or I should say more seriously. I'm not saying that they're out here eating hoagies and they're out of shape, but there's a certain level of bar that now is expected of you, because as you mentioned, Ben Johnson is really putting a lot of aggression and a lot of pressure in these practices. And so the standard has been raised, the culture is shifting. And so with that means that you have to adjust. You have to get better at your craft. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. That's part of it. And so that's the expectation, is hopefully Kyler can live his contract and again stay on the field.
Here's my only question. Does this sound like an injury-prone player? Before this season, 14 games played, 13 games played, 15 games played.
No. The start is good. The start is good.
That's his whole career. What you mean to start?
I'm just saying
that's every game of his career.
Maybe I'm getting PTSD with this.
Right? Has he finished all of those games? No, right? Because he breaks the hand. He misses games in the second season with that. But Kyler Gordon has been on the field. He just does have those moments where he misses. You know what I mean? Like we talk about Kyler Gordon, like Kyler Gordon has missed 37 games in his career. He could have started he should have started. He started 45 games. He should have started with this season. Y'all know math ain't my strong suit.
Well, here's my thing. You say he can't finish games. Like that, to me, that's also an issue. If you can start a game but you can't finish it, isn't that also an issue?
100%. 100%. So he could have played in 68 games to this point. He's played in 45. But most of that is from 23? This season.
Okay.
He's played literally 3 games this season.
I don't know. I just hope it doesn't pile up, because we need a player like him. Again, that is why the conversation goes back to, are some of your favorite team players, your favorite players that you root for on this team. And I'm not saying Kyler's going to be gone next year. He literally just signed a contract, so he's going to be here. But you hope that he's living up to the money that's going to be paid to him. We talk about all this money going to certain players, the DJ Moores, the Montez Sweats, and all these players. Like, you got to live up to your contract. I just hope that he can stay on the field and do that. I believe that he can when he's playing, but when he's not, it's like this.
And I think this is what people. This is a fact. Say Shy City. He has missed just about every preseason. I don't know if he's coming in out of shape, but he has missed just about every preseason.
Doing too many Spider-Man flips.
I think people take that into their mind and go, "Oh, he's missed time." Right? He's been banged up almost every training camp, and go, "Oh my God, he's missing."
Yeah,
he has played. Like that. That's the thing for me, where it's like, Kyler Gordon has played more than he hasn't played. Now this season, I think there's a different conversation. But this season, I also said coming into the season, this could be something that is very different. This could be something where you see a ton of soft tissue injuries. Guess what? We do. So I'm not concerned on Kyler just yet. Heading into next season, right? when first off, the contract hasn't even kicked in yet. He's making $1 million. Heading into next season is when the contract kicks in. That's when I need you to be at your best. I would love you to be on the field this year. But there's a lot of players on this defense I would love to be on the field this year.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Here's my thing, and I'm looking, and I want to, and I'll look this up to make sure it's true. But I love the comment from Austin Grimes Comedy. This is exactly what I'm talking about, dating back to 3 years ago. I mean, he played all 14 games. Then the next year in 23, it says he missed 4 games on injured reserve.
Yep.
Then the next year after that, 2024, he missed 2 games in weeks 8 and 9. And then 2025, obviously this year, he's missed most of the season and appearing only in 3 games. And so there is just a little bit, it's not just this year, there is just a little bit of Bears traumatic stress with this guy.
What were the injuries? Has Kyler Gordon been a guy that's had a...
No, soft tissue, but I'm saying, like,
has Kyler Gordon been a guy that's broken his hand multiple times?
No, you're right. You look, hey, you are right in that point. My thing is, if you know from week to season to season, you are technically a veteran now. You're not a rookie. So you know what it probably should take when you go into the offseason to prepare your body for the next season and the next season and the next. And so why should you all of a sudden just turn into this workout warrior that's going to propel himself to the next level just because Ben Johnson is here? Like, I hope that happens, but you've had 2 or 3 years now to get your body in the condition that it should be in for a long season. And it seems like there's still the soft tissue issues at some point each season.
But
that's
so his Tremaine. Tremaine's been a Pro Bowler. He knows how to prepare his body for a season. He's going out with soft tissue injury. TJ's been to the Super Bowl. He knows how to prepare his... Did he win the Super Bowl? No, he didn't win the Super Bowl. No, he didn't win.
TJ, no, that was the year before.
He went to the one they lost.
TJ did, yeah.
TJ went to the Super Bowl. He knows how to prepare his body for a long season and knows how to prepare his body on the tough defense. Like that's my thing. Like, I'm not saying that there isn't concern around Kyler Gordon.
Yeah.
I think, to me, it's fine to be concerned. But I think that people look at preseason training camp and say that's who he is when it hasn't been who he is on the field.
Mm.
It's just how you feel about him because of everything else around it. He's not out there for portions of training camp. Dang it. He's injury prone. I don't care if you're out there for training camp. Are you out there for the games? Are you out there to play in the game?
Yeah.
And more times than not, we have seen him out there to play in the games. Now, this year, again, I think there's a concern there. 3 games is not enough. You've been able to supplement that. But I would be more concerned moving forward than just this season, because I see everybody on this team dealing with the same problem. Like you said, we lost Shamar Turner because of the same problem. We've lost multiple guys on this team because of soft tissue injury. Like that to me, I can't wait to see what next year is with Kyler Gordon, because I think that he'll probably be a little bit more prepared. And I think this team as a whole will be a little bit more prepared. We saw this before.
Sure.
In 05, when the Bears were all banged up and they won, I think they won 5 games. Second year, you saw the Bears go out there and actually dominate the league, and all of a sudden Briggs and Olin and Urlacher and J-Mac and Thomas Jones and all those guys that had all those soft tissue injuries the year before, they play through a season because they know what to expect. They know how to prepare their body in the off seasons. I think there's a lot of people that didn't know what to expect coming into this year.
Mm.
And that's why you've seen the injuries pile up on this team the way that you have. So hopefully this is a team that's able to figure that out. And I mean, listen, the injury report moving in the right direction finally.
Yeah.
Kyler Gordon with a groin. Unfortunately, that's one that is going to be missed there. Travis Homer, DNP with an ankle. Roma Dunze limited with a foot. Good to see him, that they expected him to be back on the field. Tyreek Stevenson limited with a hip. Good to see that they expect him back on the field. Ruben Hippolyte full with a shoulder. Jalen Johnson full with that groin. I don't know why they keep putting Jalen on there. Maybe just to ease Bears fans' minds.
Yeah.
Who are in this mug losing their minds.
Yeah.
Man, I think that that's a much better injury report heading into this week than we've seen in the history of this or throughout the weeks of this team. Hey man, if you have not done so, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Make sure that you're hitting that thumbs up. Make sure you stay tapped in with everything we got coming your way this week. We got more coming your way, but first we do want to take a break and listen to a word from our sponsors over at Aura.
All right.
Oh, maybe not. Yeah. Aura.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Ladies and gentlemen, we got merch. That's right. New website, new merch, all out. We've been telling you guys to pull up on us. Now you can at twcbreeze.com, where you can find out all of the latest stuff going on. What all can they find there, Super Producer?
Listen, you can join the nation, sign up to our mailing list, and be up to date for events and news. You can also visit the shop page and order merch, because we have t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mugs, we got hats, we got all kind of stuff. So, hey, we appreciate you being tuned in with us. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on all our socials. Check us out at twcbreeze.com.
He's way too excited.
I am.
Welcome back. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Just got done talking about Kyler Gordon. Hopefully this is just a one-off year. He's able to get back onto the field and actually be healthy moving forward, especially because he makes $10 million next year. Ben Johnson talked about the Chicago Bears goal for the season, and I'm not going to lie to you, Jordan JC. Oh, I'm not going to lie to you.
Got you a little hot and bothered.
Oh, it's been a while. It's been a while since Ben Johnson has said something that's got me all loosey-goosey, if you will.
Oh, you're used to the good, better, best already.
It's been at least, well, let's see. I mean, 3 days, that's a long time. You know what I'm saying? Got to hear from Ben Johnson yesterday, and he was asked, I believe by Pat Finley, about how players have come out and talked about the goal and 11 wins this season, and how he looks at, is that a goal that has been set for this team? Is that something that you feel is your focus? Is that something that you're talking about in meetings? And Ben Johnson said, we have, and we know what's out in front of us. And so it's just that awareness that every game matters. Every game matters. That's where this week you go from an emotional rivalry game like we just played. This week is equally important. We need this win. We desperately need this win. JC, a coach who's not willing to go into a game versus a Browns team that, listen, you should run roughshod over. You know how we worry about every team. Oh, they lost a tough game to their rivals, and now they're going to be. That's what this week should be for us. Lost a tough game to the Packers. We should bounce back and absolutely come out and just repeatedly punch the Browns in the face. Just Kevin Stefanski, just have them pinned to the ground. Just place your door, place your door, place your door, place your door. I hope Dion comes to the game. He ain't coming. Dion watching this game from home. It's cold. It's supposed to be -20 wind chill on Sunday.
That's insane.
Hey, I'm Ubering to that 2 minutes from ESPN to 5. You ain't finna catch me walking. I'm bougie now.
You stuck outside just walking like just frozen to death. Jesus Christ.
Be like in The Mask when that man was like, freeze. You told me to freeze.
Crazy mess, bro. Oh my goodness.
I just love the fact that he says it's not that we need this win. I think that 11 wins is a goal that is set. Right? Like that's probably when he's asked about it, when you hear players continue to talk about something, you know that it's something that the coaches think that 11 wins is probably a goal that has been set for this team. But you can tell that Ben Johnson is not taking any of this lightly. And I love that because guess what? 11 wins might not be enough. Of course, the 1 year the Chicago Bears get good, 11 wins might not be enough.
That is nuts, yeah.
But 11 wins truly might not be enough. You could get 11 wins and be out this year.
Mm-hmm.
If Detroit wins 11 games and beats you that final game of the year, guess who's not going to the playoffs? And that's a real scenario this season. Now, the playoff probability this year is very high, and so I'm not as worried about that. But I love the fact that he's not saying, yeah, you know, that's a tough loss there. We got to try and find a way to bounce back. No, we desperately need this win. We need this win more than we needed last week's win because this is the only win that's important. The week that you can get is the only win that's important. I left that press conference. I was sitting there. I was like, oh, boy, Johnson away. I'll tell you what.
Couldn't stand up for a second.
Not in that press room, ladies and gentlemen. I'd have took the desk with me.
No, so I fully agree with you. We have a coach finally that understands it's time to reset. Yes, you came off of a very emotional game where every time you lose to the Packers, it almost feels like you lost 3 games instead of just 1. And so that can be kind of devastating. We saw how an emotional loss like the one last year versus the Commanders treated us within the entire the rest of the season, where it kind of just catapulted into all those bad losses and just spiraled out of control. And so now you have a staff, you have a coach that says, okay, it's time to regroup. Let's go on to the next game. And to say that you desperately need this one, I fully agree. I think that you are in a desperation type of environment because now you're a game behind or you're behind the Green Bay Packers. You have a chance to allow Detroit to move up if you lose. And so this could get ugly real fast. You have a coach who is present and in the moment. Yeah. That's what I love about Ben Johnson. He said this as much all the time, 1-0 each and every week. We want to go 1-0. You know, if we win, you get a few days to celebrate and then it's on to the next one. Get that out of your head. It's awesome. Even if we did win against Green Bay, get it out of your head and we'd still be saying this is a must win because the next win is always the most important. And so for me, I love that mentality. I think that's going to trickle down into the roster, into the players. And you have a lot of advantages here. Like you said, Cleveland, I'm not going to say they're a walkover. Again, I give a lot of respect. I know you do too to that defense and Myles Garrett, who's out here breaking records. And so, you know, that part.
Not yet. Let's hope it don't happen this week.
Yeah, I don't know. Boy, Caleb better get that ball out quick.
3 sacks this week, bro. Like, all right.
That could be something. But my overall thing is that you do love the fact that you have a coach that, again, is just aware of the moment and knows that, hey, it's time to lock back in. We don't want to allow this good season and this season where we've exceeded expectations to just be that. And now we're looking outside of the playoff window. No, it's time to continue to keep, going about our business and winning these games.
Yeah, and that means you got to control your own destiny. You know what I mean? And you're in that position right now. Nobody else has to win. Honestly, if you win this Sunday and the Packers lose and the Lions lose, everything's back to first place.
Back to normal. Yeah.
It's back to Bears in first in the NFC. Bears are first in the NFC North. Right? Like, you put yourself in a great position. None of that, none of the Packers winning. And I love, Matt Eberflus used to say this, but he was so dumb, right? That we didn't care. But it's not an inaccurate statement. Be where your feet are.
Okay.
Ben Johnson has actually taken it. See, like, you also have to be able to go be where your feet are and win the game. Ben Johnson has taken that to what I believe is the next level. It's not just be where your feet are. It's be where your feet are and be able to compete at the highest level in that moment. That's what he's doing. We're not focused on what the Packers have to do, what the Lions have to do to get us into the playoffs. You know what we're focused on? If we win every game, there's no way we miss the playoff. If we win every game the rest of the way, there is zero chance that we miss the playoffs. That is what I love about this head coach and what we've seen out of him. If we go 1-0 this week and we go 1-0 next week and we go 1-0 the following week, nobody can, there's no scenario where we're not in. And it is, I love it because, right, you probably came into this season going, this is our goal. 11 wins probably is their goal. Goals have to adjust. Especially forward, and you look around the NFC North, and all of a sudden it's just a bunch of all the Avengers turning on each other. You're like, is that Spider-Man fighting Captain America over there? Whoa, what the heck is going on here? We got Black Panther getting after it up here. Like, you got everybody around. What is Hulk doing here? Everybody calm down. You've got everybody around you going to the next level.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that you look at as a Bear, that you should look at as a Bears fan and say, wow, like, you really got a great opportunity here with this head coach to do something special.
You said it best. I think the 11 wins is the baseline. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I'm Mr. Meaty. I think
these must really get to 14, bro. Y'all are gonna be insufferable,
bro. 14. Well, 14, 13.
What did you say? 13. You said 13.
13 and boy, if they go 13-4, they win the next 4 games. So for me, that's what I'm saying, because you're already behind Green Bay, so you must win this one, and then obviously you want to get the get back game with them as crazy it's probably going to be, and then going into San Fran. So for me, I feel like that's the lowest of the expectations, is trying to get to 11. That's the baseline, and that's why I have so many. I have the utmost confidence that I think we will at least surpass or exceed 11 wins, because again, you're in a position now where you're desperate, and I guess maybe losing to Green Bay, that's probably a good thing. I did say that I wanted us to win last week and kind of get comfortable with being the number 1 seed in the NFC and being on top of the NFC North. But this allows you to just be even hungrier and be even more focused and be even more prepared. And so we'll see how the Bears play into this.
Well, listen, nobody wants to lose, right? But the one thing that losing does do, and again, I think that you have to have this conversation in the context of who the Bears are right now. By the way, hit that like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the page. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up, man. We only got 62 likes on the video, 241 watching the video. Let's get up over 100 likes on this mug. Like, to me, it is funny that when you're talking about a real playoff push, when you're talking about kind of the opportunity that's afforded this team, we didn't think we'd be anywhere near this.
Mm-hmm. You had it for 9 wins.
Bro, like, I was like, 9 wins? Yo, I'm excited. Flip a table. Here we go. We've got 9 wins and we got 4 games to go. You got a ton of opportunity here. And like, I feel like how they have flipped the narrative on every single storyline. Listen, you got to flip the narrative on the storyline last year, but I do think, right, like you talked about, you wanted to win that game. What happens when you lose is you get a chance to refocus even more. And quiet as it's kept, now listen, very different stretch. But again, I have the utmost faith in Ben Johnson. When we have lost this season, so let's see, the 2 losses to start the year. And you go win versus the Cowboys, win versus the Raiders, win versus the Commanders, win versus the Saints. You lost again to the Ravens. Then you go win versus the Bengals, win versus the Giants, win versus the Vikings, win versus the Steelers, win versus the Eagles. Dang it. You lost again to the Packers. Only 4 games left. So you went 4-game win streak, 5-game win streak. Hey, maybe this one goes 6. 6, you in the playoffs, you win in a couple of games there. Again, it's that refocus of like, okay, we saw where we missed that. And again, versus the Packers, you weren't light years behind on that. Defensively, you were. Defensively, you got cooked. That defensive tape was ugly to watch. That was a tough day.
It was.
But offensively, you were able to keep pace. You should look at that tape and say, if we fix this, and this, and even with like how bad they were defensively, if we tackle him like football, we're right back in the mix of this thing. It should have you much more prepared for these next 4 games moving forward. And I'll be honest with you, bro. Like I said, to me, with Ben Johnson, sky's the limit. I don't know if this Bears team can go on a run this season. I think next year is the year that I'm thinking, all right, let's go, let's go
even more excited.
Johnson to the wall out here and
17-0, baby.
Yeah, I mean, like now, then I'm not gonna lie to you. Going to the next season, I might be on 13 wins. I might be right there with you. It's gonna be a meaty schedule prediction.
Let's get
next
it.
Season.
Let's get it. Yeah.
But to finish this year out, the reason for that is because I don't think there's going to be this step back after a tough loss that we've seen in the past, right? We took a tough loss last year and then we lost 10 straight.
Yeah. The track record says we get better. I believe I remember there was a stat after week 5 where the Bears ranked first in a lot of different categories. Whether I believe it was yards per game, I believe it was explosive plays. Then on the defense, it was the takeaways, and I believe there was another category. But after recovering from a loss, I mean, Ben Johnson, like you said, it's almost like you dial in even more. It's like, okay, we felt how we see how it feels. This is a new culture. I'm not trying to sit here and lose game after game after game. That's the mentality of the coach. And again, it's been put into the players as well to play that way and to find a way to win. That has been the theme of this team, is they find a way to win when they need to. And so I fully expect us to go on another run.
Yeah. Let's hope that we are able to, but we got to win this game this week. So Jordan JC, question on the table. How are the Chicago Bears going to find a way to beat the Cleveland Browns? Ladies and gentlemen, 3 keys to a Bears victory over the Browns. JC, what's key number 3 for you, my guy?
Key number 3, Mother Nature. Take advantage of it. At the start of this doggone game.
The Browns playing the cold too.
I get it, but I mean, we're talking about Chicago weather on the lakefront. It could be negative teens, negative 20s at kickoff. That's insane. So you might have an edge there. A lot of players, a lot of teams do not like coming into Chicago because we know we have the reputation of just being the blizzard of blizzards here in the stadium. So
whip around too,
bro. It's going to get crazy. And so what you should do is you should be taking advantage of the run game. You saw how it was on the negative side when we tried to wrap up and tackle the likes of a Josh Jacobs in cold weather that wasn't even that cold, and you barely could do it. People were trying to like shoulder tackle. I expect people to try and do that too, because it's probably going to hurt just to try and wrap up Cal Monungai. So take advantage of that. They don't have as good of a run defense as they do a passing defense. Yeah. They're probably the best or the second best in that category. And so I fully expect us to take advantage of the weather and get this run game going.
Yeah, listen, honestly, mine is kind of, I guess, along that same line. It's not as weather focused, but it's, don't let your toughness wane because of the weather. what we saw from Anunga last week, where he's taking pieces off of people's face masks. Where they're lighting guys up. Me and my guys got in a full argument on whose plastic that came off of. I was like, that was Packer plastic. He was like, no, that was off of Kyle Manunga's helmet.
No.
I was like, that was not off of Kyle Manunga's helmet.
Come on now.
But, listen, I think if you're tougher than they are in the run game, if you're tougher than they are blocking downfield, if you're tougher than they are defensively closing on the ball, they're the 29th ranked defense or offense with points scored. They're the 17th ranked defense with points allowed. Now they are the second ranked defense overall in football. No surprise there, but there are ways where you can get after this Browns team. And I'm going to be honest with you. Shedeur Sanders is not prepared for this. That is where the weather will make an impact.
He ain't going to be smiling this
Shedeur
week.
Sanders is not prepared for this. So you lay a couple of them real hits on him, and it may get ugly real early. So make sure that you maintain the physicality at the level that it has been. What do you got? What do you got for your key number 2?
Key number 2. I actually looked at the chat, and shout out to Ernest Crosby 5382 for mentioning it. Do not miss your field goals. I believe that this will be a Cairo Santos game where maybe 3 or 4 or 5 field goals could get you the win, because again, I go back to the past defense of the Browns. It's very, very good.
Is this supposed to be a high wind day? It's not supposed to be a very windy day, is it?
Let's see. Let's see what
10
the
miles
weather
per
say.
hour. That's regular. That's Chicago.
But the reason why I say that is because you may not have as many opportunities to get into the end zone unless your run game is just dominating, and you get those guys in the end zone. I feel like there will be times and moments where we'll at least be in field goal range, and is not working, which I don't expect it to fully be explosive this game. Then that's where you take advantage of the 40-yard and the 30-yard field goals, from Cairo. And so this could be a win off of the back of the kicker. And that's where I need him to be accurate.
Yeah, no, 100%. My second key for this game, tackle.
Yes.
Tackle. You lost the game because of tackling. Yeah. And here's the thing: tackle in key moments, tackle in non-key moments, tackle the entire game. There has to be an emphasis on this because it has been something that has happened the entire year. Montez Sweat gets juked out of his Nike so easily whenever he's got a straight line at a quarterback. And I'm not sitting here saying that Shedeur's got a ton of time and has every juke move in the book, but he's mobile enough to make a move to send Myles Garrett flying into, or I'm sorry, to send, I said Myles Garrett on that. Montez Sweat was who I was talking about. Montez Sweat can get juked out of his Nike so easily. He's good enough to send Montez Sweat flying into the second row, apparently, because every quarterback seems to be good enough to make one juke move and get Montez Sweat flying into the second row. I think that's going to be the biggest thing no matter what. That's the thing that I want to see this team improve upon, because they do a good job of getting 11 hats to the ball. They don't always do a good job of bringing that guy down. And so I think this is going to be one of those games where you just have to be precise in your tackling. Don't get the Browns any extra opportunities. This is a team you can mentally break early.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can. This is a team that you can, if you're on your game and you're playing your game the right way, you can destroy their mindset very quickly, especially when it's negative 20 wind chill. I think so what is this supposed to be? Let me go back to the weather. So on Sunday, 6 degrees with a negative 20 wind chill. So you're probably dealing with a feels like of around negative 12.
Well,
that's usually how that works, right? And this is a 12 o'clock game though, so you will get a little bit more sun, so it won't change there. But
that's nice.
A little sun. It'd probably be a bright day, honestly.
Yeah. Still gonna be stupid cold. That bite is gonna be crazy. Jesus.
But yeah, man. Hey, have fun. That's gonna be terrifying for you. I tell you that much. Tackle. That's what it comes down to.
Totally agree with that. My number one key, most importantly for me, offensive line. You have been given praise throughout the entire year. You have been ranked as one of the best units on this team and also in the league. Try to, please, and I emphasize try because I know this guy's a monster. Please try to limit Myles Garrett. Please do what you got to do. Put 12 person out there. Get a guy to help out on the left side if Ozzie Trapillo is having trouble, and he probably will. We've talked about him, doing a really good job of not necessarily, having any attention during the couple of games he started, but I expected a lot of attention coming Ozzie Trapillo's way or Donnell Wright, whichever side the Myles Garrett is attacking from. Try your hardest to get help, push him off of his pursuit, whatever you got to do to make sure that Caleb can at least stand upright and at least attempt to pass the ball.
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest one. That was my number one key. Don't get near Myles Garrett. Keep him over there. Keep him wherever you do. Hey, listen, far over there. Like Muzz was sitting there. I saw Packers fans like, I can't believe that they booted Caleb Williams away. I was like, for Michael Parsons? Why? You wanted him to stand back there like Jared Goff did and just get lit up every play? Like, no, he's good. Like, I'm booting him away. Like, what are we talking about right now?
Yeah.
It's only a game plan that their quarterback Aaron Rodgers used often when he went up against elite pass rushers, and we know how that worked out very, very, very often. Like, it's the smart thing to do. So, like, when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, yeah, there better be some deep boots on this one. And on top of that, right, be prepared to hit the check down. I think this is going to be a much bigger day for DJ Moore, because there's going to be, I would say there's going to be a lot less or a lot more opportunities to attack the explosive plays this week. So keep Caleb away from Myles Garrett. Have DJ Moore to the side that Caleb Williams is booting best from, probably going to be on that right side a ton, and have him as a quick option for Williams to throw to, because they're going to have pressure prepared for the boot. You got to get the run game going to make the boot work, which I do think will get going, but they're going to have pressure prepared for that. They're going to have a guy spying Caleb prepared for that, literally just watching him. So as he starts to come in, that lane's going to open up. Quick throw to DJ Moore. Boom. We're going to start to move that thing down the field. I'm excited about this being a bounce back game for the Bears. I don't think that this will be a trap game, because I love the mentality of this team this year. I don't think that they're going to get caught up in the trap game mantra. I'd be very surprised if they got caught up in the whole trap game thing. So let's hope that we see that continue this season. But hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to. That was all three, right? That was your third.
That was all three. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. If you are in the Michigan area, watch out for that head coach, because wow.
Whoa.
Hey,
that's big news. Yeah,
bro. That story just kept getting worse.
You don't even care.
That story just kept getting worse and worse. It was like, he threatened his wife, then he left, he grabbed a plan B, he jumped in the window, he threatened her life. Like, what is happening here, bro?
It's a Bears connection too.
I don't know if that's true or not, but it is funny.
What about the daughter? Okay.
I saw that. I don't know if that's true or not, but it is funny, bro.
God, this guy's out here diabolical.
No, that mess had me dying, bro. Is that Grady?
Grady what?
Said them Diddy shades at 7 a.m. Go crazy.
We got Grady back. My man Grady. It's about dang time. Where'd you go?
Grady, take that. Everything in the house had drugs on it.
Don't get nowhere. We ain't going nowhere, because I can't be stopped down.
Well, Mr. Medium Self, Jordan J. Sage, boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago.
Shout out, Grady, man.
Peace.
Check us out later on tonight, Grady.
We will be live tonight for the Thursday night football game. So actually, yeah, check us out later on tonight, Grady. No, the sun don't shine forever, but as long as we here, then we might as well shine together. Better now than never. Business before pleasure. P. Diddy and the fam who do it better. I only know that because he rapped that verse on like 10 songs.
Bro.
He was like, I got one. I'm never not gonna do this verse.
Bro, I'm sorry. You see the documentary. That jury was full of fans.
It's crazy, bro.
Jury
It's
full
crazy.
of fans.
It's crazy.